You know, we've all done it. We've downloaded that free game. But what is the real price we end up paying? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on how these games are so masterfully designed, not just to be fun, but to make money. And we'll be guided by the incredible research of Jônatas Kerr de Oliveira.
Come on, you've felt this before, right? You're playing a free game on your phone, you're having a good time, and then bam, the fun just grinds to a halt. Suddenly, you're staring at a screen with a choice. Wait for hours, spam your friends on social media, or, just pay $1 or $2 to keep the fun going. That feeling? It's not an accident. It's 100% by design. All right, so here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to start with the business plan that makes these games tick. Then we'll dive into how they get you in the door and keep you hooked. After that, we'll expose the specific tricks they use to get you to pay. We'll define some key terms like coercion and manipulation. And finally, we'll talk about how knowing all this stuff can actually change the way you play.
Okay, first things first. To really get what's going on, you have to see these games for what they are, a business. And it's a business model that is a massive, fundamental shift from how games used to be sold.
I mean, think back to the old days, right? A game was a product. You went to the store, you paid your money, you got a box with a disc or a cartridge in it, and that was that. The deal was done. The free-to-play model, though, it completely flips that on its head. The game isn't a product anymore, it's a service. Getting you to download it for free, that's just step one. The real goal is to keep you playing and, more importantly, to keep you paying over and over and over again. So this brings us to the core playbook, what Oliveira's research calls a 3-stage funnel. It's so simple, it's brilliant. Step 1, acquisition. Get you in the door. It's free. What's the harm? Step 2, retention. Make absolutely sure you stick around. And step 3, the big one, conversion. Turn you from someone who's just playing for free into someone who pays. Let's see how they do it. So you've downloaded the game. The first hurdle is cleared. Now, the entire focus of the game's design shifts to retention. It is all about making that game a non-negotiable part of your daily routine. And wow, they have some powerful psychological tools to get that done.
You know this one. It's one of the most common tactics out there, the daily login reward. The game literally gives you a prize just for opening the app. And look, these rewards get better and better for every day you log in a row. It's a simple but absolutely genius way to build a habit. You're being rewarded just for showing up. But here's the flip side of that coin. What happens if you miss a day? Well, as this screen shows, you lose your streak. Everything resets to 0. This taps directly into FOMO, that fear of missing out. All of a sudden, that nice feeling of getting a reward is replaced by the anxiety of losing all your progress. It creates this nagging pressure to log in, even on days you don't really want to.
And what if you try to forget to log in? Oh, the game won't let you. Your phone starts buzzing. And these push notifications, they aren't random. They are perfectly targeted hooks. Your energy is full. That's code for you're wasting resources. Get back in here. Your friends passed you. That's a direct shot at your ego. The game is literally reaching out from its little digital world into your real life to pull you back in. Okay, let's move on to the final, and let's be honest, the most important stage of this whole funnel. Conversion. This is where the game's design gets really aggressive about turning your time and your engagement into cold, hard cash. This is where the pressure gets real. This right here from Candy Crush Saga is a masterclass in conversion. You've run out of lives. The game stops, and you're given a choice. Option 1, wait for hours. That's the grind. Option 2, bug all your friends on Facebook for more lives. That's the spam. Or option 3, pay 99 cents and keep playing right now. See what they did? It's not a real choice. It's a false dilemma, designed to make paying seem like the fastest and easiest way out of the frustration they just created. Now here's another, even more potent psychological trick. The game gives you these awesome, powerful items, these boosters. You use them, but you still fail the level. Now look at this message. You'll lose all boosters unless you pay to keep trying. This is a powerful principle called loss aversion. Psychologically, the pain of losing something feels twice as bad as the pleasure of gaining it. The game is weaponizing that feeling,
turning what was a potential win into something you're terrified to lose.
So now that we've seen these tactics in the wild, Oliveira's research gives us a really powerful way to understand them. It's not just about feeling pressured. There are actual words for what's happening to you: manipulation and coercion. So first up, we have manipulation. Think of this as the subtle art of the nudge. It's when a game limits or kind of distorts your choices to steer you in a certain direction, often without you even realizing it's happening. You know, like making the Pay Now button big, shiny, and green, while the No Thanks button is tiny and gray. The choice is technically yours, but the design is pushing you hard.
Coercion, on the other hand, is way more direct. This isn't a nudge, it's a shove. Coercion is when you're forced to choose between two or more bad options. You have to pick the lesser of two evils. Pay money or lose all the progress from the last hour is a perfect example. You're not being gently guided, you're being given an ultimatum. And these tactics don't just exist in a vacuum. They actually fall on a spectrum of force, which is based on the work of philosopher Joel Feinberg. It goes all the way from simple requests to persuasion, up to manipulation, then coercion, and finally, all the way at the end, compulsion. Most free-to-play games, they live and breathe in that very murky, very powerful space right between manipulation and coercion. And these strategies, they have started a huge emotional debate inside the game development world. I mean, just listen to this quote from the acclaimed developer Jonathan Blow. He calls these practices, quote, evil. It is selfishness at the detriment of others. That's not a critic saying that, that's a creator, which really highlights the deep ethical lines that these games are walking. So, what do we do with all this? Is the answer to just stop playing? No, not necessarily. The real goal here isn't to label games as good or bad, but to empower ourselves as players. And here's the real takeaway. The pressure you feel, those annoying timers, the pop-ups that feel too good to be true, they aren't mistakes. They are features. They are the logical conclusion of a business model that has to convert free players into paying ones to survive. Just recognizing this playbook, seeing the matrix, is the first and most powerful step to playing with your eyes wide open.
And that leads me to my final question for you. Now that you know the playbook, now that you can see the architecture of persuasion and coercion working behind the curtain, will it change how you play? Next time that pop-up appears, you'll know exactly what it's trying to do to your brain. And the choice of whether to click or to just close the app, that choice becomes truly yours again.